This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Hopefully over the course of the last 4 or 5 years or longer, especially under Donald Trump though, if you were someone who didn't believe in white privilege, hopefully you've come around on that. White privilege doesn't mean that some white people don't have it bad or haven't lived hard lives. I grew up exceedingly poor. I grew up on welfare for much of my childhood. I was always on free lunch at school. I remember getting the big rectangular boxes of cheese. We were poor. But still, I was afforded certain privileges, even being poor, because I was white. I walked through the world not having to go through some of the traumas and the trials that people of color do, or people of other marginalized groups. So, white privilege is a thing. It's just a thing. If you want to, those who try to say it's something that it's not are only trying to obfuscate the matter. And we're witnessing right now just how much white privilege is alive and well in America with how these insurrectionists are being treated by the courts. There's a woman named Jenny Cudd, who was one of the insurrectionists at the Capitol, broke into the Capitol, live streamed with impunity from the United States Capitol. In fact, let's play her little video while standing illegally in the United States Capitol wearing a Trump flag as a cape.
We did. We did, as I say that. We did break down the Nancy Pelosi's office door, and somebody stole her gavel and took a picture sitting in the chair, flipping off the camera, and that was on Fox News. Patriots got down on the floor and were sitting in the House members and the senators' chair.
We did do this. We did do that. Stole Nancy Pelosi's gavel. Admitting to crimes, we broke down her door. Just putting this video out there, and there were hundreds of these types of videos, is white privilege. And it is the damage that it does is only compounded and is being compounded when we find out that little Miss Jenny Cudd, who's like a florist in Texas, is now being allowed to leave the country on vacation. It was pre-planned, prepaid, to go on vacation while facing charges related to the insurrection at the United States Capitol. How many stories do we know of black kids who shoplift something and spend years waiting for trial because they're black? They don't get to go on vacation. They don't even get their freedom. She's free right now. She has the privilege to be able to ask. She's not being asked to be let out of jail so she can go on vacation to Mexico. She's already out. So I'm going to read a little bit from this Washington Post article. Woman charged in Capitol riot asks judge for permission to vacation in Mexico. In a motion filed Monday in federal court, Cudd's attorney asked a judge to let her travel later this month to Riviera Maya with employees of her flower shop. The motion noted that the trip was prepaid. Quote, this is a work-related bonding retreat for employees and their spouses, wrote attorney Farhina Siddiqui, who did not immediately respond to the Washington Post request for comment. Quote, Ms. Cudd has appeared at her scheduled court appearance, remains in constant contact with her attorney, and has remained in contact with pretrial probation as ordered. She gave an interview to local TV station News West 9 In the 14-minute video, she said people who had turned her into the FBI and left negative reviews of her business were trying to cancel me because I stood up for what it is that I believe in. The backlash, she added, is 100% cancel culture. Ugh. I've told everybody this. I would do it again in a heartbeat because I did not break any laws, Cudd said. The federal government begs to differ, Jenny Cudd. You did break laws. That's why you're facing charges. Also, I would do it again in a heartbeat indicates that she does not have remorse. Privilege. The judge, which, by the way, I could not find the name of, it was some Midland magistrate judge, U.S. magistrate judge in Midland, Texas, let her go. Granted her exile from the country to go on vacation in her bonding retreat. She's not the only one, though. Remember the shirtless idiot, the dipshit with the horns, Jacob Anthony Chansley? Last month, he was allowed to go on a special diet. This is the headline. QAnon shaman Jake Angeli will be fed organic diet while he's in custody for Capitol riot. And an Arizona news outlet asked his mom about what exactly the diet is and why, and this is what she said.
We also learned from his mom that he has not eaten anything since Friday.
He has not eaten and he needs to eat.
Martha Chansley worried about her son's condition since he turned himself in to the FBI Saturday morning, a concern echoed by his public defender that 33-year-old Jacob Chansley had an extremely restrictive diet. We asked what the diet was.
He gets very sick if he doesn't eat organic food, literally will get physically sick.
So the 33-year-old man has his mommy as a spokesman. He'll get really sick if he doesn't eat the organic food. And it was granted. He gets the privilege of eating something special in jail because his mommy's worried he's going to get sick. A conspiracy spouting moron who stormed the United States Capitol in an insurrection trying to overthrow the government and the election and get special treatment in jail. My favorite part of this, and this is unrelated to the white privilege, my favorite part of this is that when asked, the same reporter asked her, hey, listen, you think he's responsible for the deaths in the Capitol? And her response is, so good.
Do you think he's responsible in any way for the people who died in the Capitol?
Like I said, I don't have any comment.
Yikes. Not, absolutely not. My son had nothing to do with the deaths that took place in the Capitol that happened as a result of his insurrection. Not that. It's, no comment. Wow. It speaks volumes. And then there's this, and I want to talk about this because it is related to this white privilege argument. And it's, well, we'll just talk about it. CNN has looked at the first 81 arrests related to the insurrection at the Capitol. And of those 81, 8, just about 10%, didn't even vote in the election. They didn't even vote in the election that they were protesting was stolen. That is privilege. That is the privilege of just expecting things to happen without actually putting in the work or the effort. It's expecting your guy to remain in power when you're not even smart enough or not lazy enough to go out there and vote and put in the work to get the person elected. And if you're wondering, who are these idiots? Who are these not civic-minded individuals? Here's CNN talking about 3 or 4 of them.
You want to know who they were? Here's 3 of them right now. Donovan Crowell. He is the ex-Marine. He's affiliated with Oath Keepers. He registered for vote in 2013, but never voted. ever. In fact, the state of Ohio, the county, sent him a note asking for him to respond. They never responded, so he was actually removed from the voter rolls. This guy is charged in the detention of government property and conspiracy, destruction of government property and conspiracy. Jack Griffin is another one. He's 25 years old. He's from Tennessee, charged with violent entry. He did not vote in 2020, even though on social media he was posting things like, "Why, God? Why have you forsaken us? Trump still has a plan." Part of that plan should have been that he voted for Trump, which he did not. Grayson Courtwright, University of Kentucky. She is a senior there. She's charged with entering a restricted building, registered to vote in West Virginia, but again, did not vote, Brianna, did not vote in 2020 for Trump. On social media, she was bragging about her participation, saying that she can't wait to tell my grandkids I was here, as for being there at the Capitol that day. So all these people who actually went to the Capitol to protest and to storm the Capitol, I guess, to show that the vote was unfair to Donald Trump, turns out they didn't vote at all.
Do we know why they would do that? Why they would go to this extent of breaking into the Capitol, but they didn't vote?
Directly from them or their attorneys, we do not. There's no explanation. Some of them, according to the family members, there are some abuse problems. Many of them, through social media, expressed that they bought into this whole delusional kind of misinformation stream that kind of brought them in. And through some experts that we've talked to, it's almost a classic brainwashing, Brianna, that they were sucked into this and believed so much in this kind of cause that they ended up at the Capitol, even though they never took part in the democratic process that may have actually gotten their candidate elected.
One, clearly bothered that a fellow Marine, one, isn't voting, that's bad enough, but is a part of an insurrection against the government of the United States to overthrow a free and fair election. They're protesting an election, the results of an election that they didn't even vote in. Idiots who are just imbued, they're showered with privilege from America. All being treated with kid gloves. Because let me tell you, if you're not going to get punished, if you're not going to face consequence after participating in an insurrection, an attempted coup, what are you going to get punished for? What consequences are you going to face? But why would they expect consequences when the man that they've dedicated their lives to, Donald Trump, doesn't face consequences? Which is likely going to be the outcome of the impeachment, because Republicans refuse to hold him accountable. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. I would absolutely love to hear what you have to say, especially if you disagree. You can also support my work here on YouTube for as little as $2 a month. You can click the join button, become a channel member, and help support independent news and analysis and commentary right here on YouTube. Look, if I'm not your flavor, if there's someone else out there who does bring you value or more value, support that person. It certainly doesn't have to be me. These are times where the independent voice is super important. Anyway, follow me on social media. I'd love to connect you through there as I get tongue-tied. I will see you next time. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Be genuine. Take care of one another.